أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العظيم. These are ayat from Surah Baqarah. We are today starting this new chapter, the second chapter of Quran, Surah Baqarah. I hope Allah support us, help us in understanding this surah. It's the longest surah of Quran, which has more than 200 ayah. Actually, it's about 268 ayah. And the beginning of this surah starts with individual letters, and it is the first surah like that. Allah says Alif Lam Mim. Alif and Lam and Mim, 3 letters in this ayah, and itself it's accounted an ayah. Alif Lam Mim. As you know, we said in many lectures in the beginning of the surahs, which contains these individual letters, that till today it's not clear and it's not certain the meaning of these individual letters. And beginning from the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, till today, many tried to understand and made his comment about these kind of ayat, and Allah knows the best. Then in the ayah number 2, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, Allah says that is the book. And we may assume that there should be a relation between these individual letters and the book, because Allah said ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, that is the book. So some scholars said that these in the individual letters, it's the basic of the Quran. Allah used them in the statements of the Quran. So Allah wants to say that you have the same letters, bring a Quran like this. If it's just simple like that, but you will not be able to do it. Alif Lam Mim, and there may be different relation between the individual letters and the book itself. Allah knows the best. Alif Lam Mim ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, that is the book. لَا رَيْبَ, no ريب, no doubt, فِيهِ, therein, or in it. لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, no doubt in it. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. This ayah introduced the Quran to the reader, as it is the second surah of Quran, and if we do not account the first surah, which is the opening, Al-Fatiha, and it is just 7 ayah, you may say that here now we are at the start of Quran, and here Allah says ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ, that is the book, لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, there is no doubt in it. Raib may mean no contradiction, no harmful knowledge, no destruction in it. La rayba, it's not just doubt. So it is the claim of Quran that it does not contain falsehood, it does not contain mistake, it does not contain wrong in it. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. With this ayah, with this beginning, at the same time it introduces itself to the reader, and at the same time it invites the reader to read the book with such approach. La rayba fi, you will not find rayb in this book. It does not like the book of the creatures, the book of the people. Here now you are reading the book of the Creator. The people, creatures, they have limited knowledge, they have limited sight, they have limited understanding. So they may produce some book, but their books will depend on their understanding. So you may find many mistakes there, you may find many wrong knowledge there, but here this book is from the Creator Himself. Allah said, Tanzilul Kitabi La Rayba Fihi Min Rabbil Alameen. The sending of this book is from that who created, who is the Lord of all that exists. Tanzilul Kitabi La Rayba Fihi Min Rabbil Alameen. So there's no doubt that the sending of this book from the Creator. And somewhere else Allah said Tanzilun Min Rabbil Alameen. It is descending from the Lord of all that exists, and He is different than His creatures because He is the Creator. He has all the knowledge. He is Al-Alim. It means that who has all the knowledge, nothing which there can be nothing which Allah do not know. Al-Alim. So His knowledge is not limited, His power is not limited. Therefore, His statement cannot be contained any wrong. Allah is not the one who learns something day by day. Allah's knowledge is complete. Allah's knowledge is perfect. So He knows everything, and He will not learn anything in the future ever. He is Al-Alim. Because if you assume something like that, you will be contradict with the definition of Al-Alim. Al-Alim means the one who already knows everything by himself. He is God who knows everything. So the one who knows everything will not learn something in the future. If he learns something in the future, then yesterday, beforehand, he was not the one who knows everything. Therefore, Allah Azza wa Jal, this book revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He cannot said something wrong because of His lack of knowledge. Allah Azza wa Jal, He is not like the creatures. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. And it is not just a claim by Allah the Almighty. He invites His creature to realize this claim. And Allah says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. does not they read the Quran very carefully from the beginning till the end? Tadabbur means you read it, you try to understand everything in it carefully, and you try to criticize it with your knowledge. You try to find something wrong in it. Tadabbur. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. And the end of the ayah shows that Allah invites us to look if there is something wrong. He said, وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ. Had it been from one other than the only one God, لو كان من عند غير الله لوجدوا فيه اختلافا كثيرا. Surely they would have find many contradictions, many wrongs, many mistakes there. But you will not find, and none could find something wrong in Quran. Please do not believe the people if just who said there are many wrongs in Quran. Do not just listen. Go there and read the ayat and try to find by yourself. Surely you can listen to them and try to look at the same ayat whether there is a mistake in Quran or not. As a sound way, you read the book itself, and at the end of your reading you make your decision by your heart and by your intelligence whether you say this is from the Creator of the heavens and earth or not. Surely you are, and every individual is created competent, is created ready in order to understand and realize the statement and the book of the Creator, to distinguish the book of the Creator from the others. That is our responsibility if we are those who look for the truth. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. And Quran does not have any fear about those who will try to understand it, try to criticize it. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself invited the believers to do that as a responsibility. Allah says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Do not they read the Quran carefully, try to understand it, try to find mistakes therein? أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Or are there locks over their hearts, on their hearts, which do not let them to do so? What's that? What is do prevent them from doing so? Allah invites us and encourages us to do so. And in Islam, according to Quran, if someone did not do so, he cannot be a true believer. If he is not certain about Quran, about the book of Allah, if he has not that enmity, if he has not that tranquility that this is the statement of God, and you cannot reach that level without reading it, without criticizing it, without reading it carefully. If just believing the others blindly, just saying yes, I accepted it, will not take you to that position, to that level. So the believers, those who born in Islamic society, they cannot say we already believed in Quran, no need to read it, no need to try to understand it, whether it is from Allah or not. They are wrong. Allah says you have to reach that level. You have freely and openly, you have to understand Quran and see that, yes, this is the book of the Creator. You have to say that openly from your heart. You have to say, قُلْ لَئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن لا يأتون بمثله. You have to read Quran so long you reach that level to say, if Allah says, say, if the jinns and the humans, if they all come together, لئن اجتمعت الإنس والجن على أن يأتوا بمثل هذا القرآن, in order to bring a Quran like this. لا يأتون بمثله, you have to claim openly and loudly, say لا يأتون, they cannot to bring a book like Quran. لا يأتون بمثله ولو كان بعضهم لبعض ظهيرا, even if they support each other. لا يأتون, it's not just a commandment of Allah to say قل لئن اجتمعت, to repeat this statement. It cannot be. It's a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reach that level. You have to make your research about Quran till reaching that level to say that statement as a statement of yours, not as a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلْ لَئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ. So the individual has to reach that point to say, yes, this book, this Quran cannot be imitated. No one, even the jinns and human beings and all the creatures, if they all come together in order to make a Quran, in order to produce a Quran, a book like the Quran, they will not be able to do so. You have to be certain at that level. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. And at that position, you will be and we will be a believer. We can be a believer, a true believer, that this is the book of Allah. So look how Quran has self-confidence, how the Creator has self-confidence in Quran when He invites the people to reason Quran, to understand it, to realize the ayat of Quran openly and without hesitating. Allah invites them and He has no fear. If you will not find any mistake, some believers, those who call themselves as Muslim believers, they say, I keep myself away from Quran because I fear if I read it, maybe I lose my iman. I fear may I find some mistakes, so I lose my faith, therefore I keep myself away from Quran. That person who says such statement, he is in very dangerous situation, and he is as if acknowledging that he within himself knows or believes that Quran has many mistakes. Depending that understanding, he keeps himself away from Quran in order to not encounter these mistakes. He is sure that there are many mistakes in Quran. So if you are sure about the mistakes of Quran, then what can you be, or how can you be a believer? Or even if you are a believer, how your iman can be sound iman? You have to perfect your iman. You have to take away all of your doubts about Quran, and that the only way to remove all of these doubts is to read Quran, to see the reality. And you have to be ready at the beginning. If you see something wrong, you will acknowledge it. You will say this is wrong. And believing that the book of the Creator of this universe cannot contain any mistake. So you have to be open-minded in reading Quran and understanding it. Remember that the allegement of Quran or the claim of Quran at the beginning, that it does not have any raib. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, that is the book which does not have raib. means this is the only book which does not have any ريب. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. It encourages you to read it in order to find that ريب in it, and you will not find it. At least we couldn't find it. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. That is the book which does not contain any ريب, any contradiction, any falsehood, any mistake. هدى للمتقين. It is purely guidance. It is purely guidance for those for whom للمتقين, for those who try to keep themselves away from dangers, try to guard themselves, try to avoid themselves from harmful things, try to avoid themselves from wrong things, try to avoid themselves from falsehood. للمتقين, who wants to protect himself. للمتقين. And the first of all, we have to protect ourselves from the anger of the Creator, because He is the one who possesses everything. He is the one who created us. So our first awareness about protection should be towards Allah the Almighty. He is the Creator. Because you know, if you anger your Creator, then no one can protect you against Him. You will not have any protection against anything. No one will be able to bring safety to you. So the main and most important protection, that which should be done towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we have to protect ourselves from His punishment, from His torture, from His anger. We have to be good with Him. We have to please Him. We have to love Him. He is our Creator, and He has every right over us, because He is the one who created us. What kind of blessings we have, just all of them created by Him. So our relationship with our Creator is the most important relation other than others. The others is not important. The main relation is the relationship between us and our Creator, because He owns everything. If He is good with us, if He wants to have mercy upon us, then no one can harm us. No one can cause something wrong to us, because He is in control of all things. He is the one who is in control of all things. So just pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will have all happiness in this life and after death, in the hereafter. So the main protection, as a result, the main protection is towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The true protection should be felt towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He owns everything. If there was someone other than Allah who has, for example, 10% of this universe or of this life, then we would have protect ourselves. We would have tried to be good with Him also. The second master would be there. But we know that the Creator, the only one God who created everything, and He is in control of all things, and He has no partner, He has no son, no wife, nothing like that. He is not creature like us. He is the one, just the one, the Creator of all things, who has every knowledge and who defeats everything, who has the power over all things. And that is God. If you assume someone or a deity other than Him, or a God other than Him, there cannot be God anymore. Who is the one who has the power of all things? The first one or the second? Who is the one who knows everything? The first one or the second? They should, at that moment, in that case, they will have to share the knowledge, they will have to share the power. Which one will defeat the other? If they are equal, then Allah or the first one you will not be able to speak about him that he has the power over all things, except the second deity. He has no power over him. And the second deity will not be God, because you will not be able to define him that he has power of all things. He can do whatever he wills. Which one, the first or the second? So our concept of God lead us to the oneness. No way we cannot speak about the second. Our reason, our mind says that he should be one. Allahu la ilaha illahu, the only one God who created everything. The first one, huwa al-awwalu, the creator of all things. So we are all creatures of God, the creator, and he is one. The rest, all of them are creatures. So all the creatures have to protect themselves from the master, from the creator, from the owner of all of them. So the meaning of taqwa, in this understanding, if you have the belief in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then your understanding of taqwa will be like this. You try to please him and you avoid anything wrong which may anger him. Your fearing from his anger, and your love towards him in order to receive his mercy and his love. You have a very strong relationship with your creator. You know that what will happen to you tomorrow or after tomorrow or even after an hour is in control of that God, the only one God. So you want to please him, you try to use your mind, your understanding, avoiding evil, avoiding bad things, and you have that ability. Allah created you. You have a mind, you can distinguish the true from wrong. Plus, he sent his revelation. He had sent his revelation or his messengers, guiding you to the truth, and gave you that faculties, many faculties, in order to understand this revelation. So you have a responsibility. With this responsibility, we will live this life. When we live this life, you will find yourself protecting yourself from evil things, from harmful things, in the sake of Allah, in the sake of your Creator. That is taqwa. Allah says, if you are an individual like this, if you are looking for the truth, you want to keep yourself away from wrong, you want to follow the truth, you want to be a righteous man, then this book will guide you. This book has that guidance for you. If you have this intention, then this book is for you. Hudan lil muttaqin. But if you do not have that intention, if you at the beginning do not look for the truth, you do not mind about the truth, you say, I don't want to know the truth, I don't want to realize this life, and I will follow my desires, whether they are good or wrong. Just if I like it, then I will follow it, I will fulfill it. I never mind about my Creator, how He created me, how I am here. I do not like these big questions. I want to just take advantage of this life, enjoy myself in this life. If you are such person, if you do not like the truth, then this book will not benefit you. Allah says, إِنَّمَا تُنْذِرُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ الذِّكْرَ وَخَشْيَ الرَّحْمَنَ بِالْغَيْبِ. You can only warn that one who has the fear of his Creator in his heart. يَخْشَوْنَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَيْبِ. And those who follows the truth. إِنَّمَا تُنذِرُ مَنِ اتَّبَعَ الذِّكْرَ. Those who follows the remembrance. When you hear the truth, you say, yes, this is true. That is your remembrance. That is your creation. Allah created you in such a way, when you hear the truth, you notice it, you recognize it. That is your remembrance whenever you hear the truth. So you cannot twist your creation. You cannot change yourself. You just will belie that truth which appears within yourself. Even whether you are truthful or whether you are a wrong man, when you hear the truth, it appears purely in your mind, in your heart. That is the remembrance. Some people like it and follow it. Some people dislike it and flee from that truth. So Allah says you can only warn that person who likes the appearance of truth in his mind, that remembrance. When he hears the truth, he says, yes, this is true. I understand it. Tell me more about that truth. I want to learn. Here is the good man. And the wrong one, when he hears the truth, say, no, I didn't like it. It's not true. He starts to say, starts to deny the truth. That is the wrong one, who will not be able to benefit from Quran. The truth will not avail him anything, because he is the one who closes himself against the truth. Therefore Allah said at the beginning, this is purely guidance, but for those who protect themselves. Protecting themselves, it's a good definition for those who follow the truth and fulfill the truth in their life, because you can just find the safety with the truth. You can just find the safety in your heart when you fulfill the truth, when you perform the right thing. When you perform the right thing, you will have that tranquility within yourself. When you do something wrong, something evil, you will find yourself guilty. You will have that bad feelings in your heart. You will be away from safety, from tranquility. So at-taqwa contains many ingredients in itself. Therefore Allah said, Hudan lil-muttaqin. It's purely guidance for those who protect themselves. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, that is the book, and Allah named this revelation as a book, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ, no doubt in it. If you are a Muslim already, and you do not know Quran, or you do not know all the Quran, you are not at that level to say in yourself that this is the book of Allah, you have some raib or you have some doubt, then you have to remove them. Allah said, فَلَا تَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْمُمْتَرِينَ. Be not among those who have doubts. Do not stay at that situation. How can you remove your doubts? How can you take away these doubts? Allah invites you to learn. He says, وَإِن كُنْتَ فِي شَكٍّ مِّمَّا أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ فَاسْأَلْ. If you have doubts about what we have descended to you, then ask. فَاسْأَلْ الَّذِينَ يَقْرَؤُونَ الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكَ. Then go and ask those who read the book before you. Share your questions with them. Make your research. You have to know that being silent